Hi, this is Courtney, and I just wanted to tell you as a class about my experience on the trip to Honduras. And I haven't really planned this. I've been trying to think of a script or what I would like to say, and through prayer and a lot of thought, I think God just wants me to just tell you my story. So I will do that. So the idea of going to Honduras was presented to us, and I've never been out of the country. I've always wanted to go on a mission trip, and I'd had opportunities in the past, but it just never worked out for whatever reason. So this was my first experience with actually leaving the country, and it was only my second time to ever fly on an airplane. So the idea was presented to us as a class, and I knew that God wanted me to go. And with me being in nursing school, I wasn't working, and my husband did not make a lot of money. So obviously, funding the trip was going to be a difficult task. So, through a lot of prayer, and we did a few fundraising functions that would help raise some money. We got a pretty good amount, and then there was still a pretty good chunk of it that was missing, and just through the grace of God, He provided for me to be able to go, and still to this day I'm blown away by the fact that someone was generous enough to anonymously donate the funds so that I could go. And so that right there just confirmed to me that God wanted me to be here on this trip for a reason. So we get to Honduras, and we landed in Tegucigalpa, and it was a terrifying landing because it's a very short runway, but it all went smoothly, and we took a short bus ride to our base camp, and it was very nice facilities. And the first thing I want to tell you is, do not keep any food or candy or cookies or chips or anything in your bag or your luggage, because the ants will find it. So just go ahead and know that if you're going to be there. But other than that, the facilities were wonderful. They were very well prepared for us, and they were so generous. Some of the locals prepared food for us, and I still crave Honduran food. It is amazing. And those sweet little ladies make the best coffee in the mornings. You have never had coffee like this. You don't even need sweetener and creamer. It's fantastic. So we went to our first work site the next day, and it was a very, very small town, weaving through mountains to get there on this 2-hour bus ride. And these people have not had medical care probably since the last team has been there months ago. They don't have regular doctors and dentists, and so people from miles around came to this little medical thing that we had set up. And we had little ladies with their little canes, and they I think one lady walked 4 miles to get there, and she could barely walk. So these people came from far and wide and over treacherous environments to get here. So just that in and of itself is humbling. But the thing that really got me the most was yes, you will have the opportunity to do hundreds of injections. You're going to give B12, and you're going to get to give like hundreds of shots. You will be tired of giving shots by the end of this thing. I think we gave like almost 2,000 shots. And you will get to take hundreds of blood pressures. I mean, your triage skills will be mastered by the end of this. You'll get to use your stethoscope, and you'll get to like do all this fun stuff. But the real change, the real like heart moments that happen, I think it's just individualized to each person. Like, the thing that really touched me was seeing these women come here with, they were either pregnant or they had just had babies and they're still nursing, or they had like 3 or 4 children already that, you know, and their bodies are just so spent from these pregnancies. And those are the ones that really touched me. And this one lady in particular that we saw, I never knew her name. I don't know how old she was, but she told one of the nurses that she felt like her womb was falling out. And that sounds kind of funny, but it's really not at all. Because when you think about it, to these women, you know, to us, it's a uterus. Like, it's an organ, it's just a part of your body, and like it's just like your stomach or your intestines or your brain. Like, it's just another organ. And, you know, she's not a medical professional. She doesn't know anything about that. To her, like, that's where her babies came from. That is her womb. That is what makes her a woman. And for her to be worried that her womb was falling out, you know, it just broke my heart, because she's losing what made her a mother. And so we were very fortunate to have a great skilled women's health nurse there, and I assisted her in setting up a private area for her to perform a vaginal exam. And because they suspected like some pelvic organ prolapse or, you know, something of that nature. And so she performed the examination, and she determined that the woman was not having any problem with that. So, you know, it was very relieving for her to find out that, no, you're not losing your womb. You're not losing the place where your babies came from. You know, and just to be able to tell her you're okay, like, that just, it tore me up inside, because, you know, like, what if she hadn't had the opportunity to come see our doctors or our nurses? Like, she would have been left wondering, like, what is wrong with me? So that experience in and of itself is what confirmed to me that I wanted to do women's health as a professional. So because of my trip to Honduras and because of that experience, I have started my women's health nurse practitioner program, and I praise Jesus every day, because I know that I'm going to have the opportunities like that all the time to give women the treatment and the confidence and the security that they need in their womanhood. And that is just so special. And men are great too, but women just have like just a special place in my heart. And so all of your experiences will be different. Some of you will love seeing the little old men with their diabetic toes, and some of you will love seeing the children, and some of you will love seeing the old people. And God will confirm to you there, you know, what it is that He wants you to do. And some of you will go and you'll think, wow, I have to take a shower in a dumpster. and I have to eat on the floor, and I have to sleep on the floor, and I have to sleep where there are bugs. And I hope that that is not all that you take away from this, because God has designed this whole experience to be something so much greater than that. So my prayer for you is that you would open yourself to this opportunity, that you would do the work to get there, raise the money, contact your local churches, send letters to your grandmother, send letters to your aunts and uncles that live in Texas. Tell them that you're going to this. They will give you money. They will help. Because getting there is that's the hardest part. Once you get there, the work, be it arduous, it's completely worth it. Every experience is life-changing. So my prayer for you is that you would get as much God out of this as possible. And good luck with everything, and I hope to hear how it goes.